UCF, good basketball team, big challenge for us. Um, we're just so excited to be back, number one, to be having a game this week, have two games this week. We're going to play a lot of back-to-back games with the games we had postponed. So that schedule will be coming out shortly. I'm not sure what the dates are right now. But UCF, a good basketball team, got two big-time non-conference wins at Miami. They beat Michigan. They got a really good team, size, athleticism. They can really shoot it from the three-point line. They changed their style of play. They play more like Memphis now, where they just press the entire basketball game, and they try to make it an up-and-down affair. And they got two really good guards that can really score it. It'll be a big challenge for us. We got to get back on the winning side. We need to play well, and the guys are excited about coming back.
Kind of where are things health-wise right now, and when did you guys start practicing again?
Uh, they practiced last week.
Okay.
We practice never stopped. We just had guys that were out, and they did it out of caution. And we got one guy out today from practice, but other than that, we'll have 12 guys.
What's been kind of the restart process? I know you said guys are excited. How have they kind of responded to it? I know a break in the middle of the season is tough, but what was their kind of response, and what have you seen from them since their restart?
Just the energy in practice. Those guys are getting in there early. We were shorthanded, a few practices, but they got in early. They stayed late, getting up shots, and you can just see it, the way they're energy, to where they're talking in practice, talking about the upcoming opponent, UCF, the next game, Tulane, and they just excited just to be back in the gym again, off of COVID protocol. Those guys are ready to go.
Given everything that's kind of happened up to this point, is there like a silver lining to that break that maybe you guys got to kind of reset and kind of have some talks and get back to what you want to do with one game?
I hope so. It depends on if we win in these games. It looks really good. But it's a big challenge for us. Right now we're 0-4 in conference, and we're playing a good team in UCF. And I feel like our guys are still all together. They hadn't made any excuses. We've had a good couple practices this week. Yesterday was really good, and I'm excited about today to get ready for tomorrow's game.
I think you mentioned after the last loss that, you hate losing, it keeps you up at night, wondering what could have gone different, changes that could have been made. Does this break, did that give you a chance to maybe reassess and think about changes to make going forward, or is it just a matter you guys get better at what you guys have been doing?
Yeah, I think about our offensive struggles. So I went back and I watched a lot of games that we played last year, games that we played early on in the season when we played out in Vegas, the games that we won against Missouri and Oklahoma State. So I go back and watch a lot of those games, and a lot of the actions that we ran against those teams, I've tried to put in the last two games. We came up short, but just going back looking at a lot of different things, we lost a game at home to Kansas State. We wanted to do a little bit more continuity where the ball was moving side to side. But I think it's best for us where certain guys get the ball in their hands and everybody else just play roles. So we'll see, man. We just got to start winning.
Obviously, a big part of that, Tyson and Dexter, they were, last time we talked to them up here, pretty upset. Just what have you seen out of those two? I know they're kind of the pulse of this team. What are they showing you to kind of turn it around?
Just talking to the guys about going through adversity and facing tough times like this, being 0-4, and the only thing you can do is keep working. Nobody in this conference is going to feel sorry for you. It's a tough basketball league, and on any given night, somebody can beat you. So the only thing we can do to change things is go hard in practice, get better, learn from our mistakes, get in the gym on your own, get up extra shots, and just keep working.
And with UCF, like you said, great shooting team. How do you kind of combat that, on defense with Green and Mahan and guys like that? How tough are they? And is it one of those games where, everybody just has to be locked in on the perimeter?
Yeah, we got to be locked in on the perimeter. We've been a good defensive team, sound for most of the year, so I do think we're going to defend. But with Mahan and Green, you got to do a good job of being there on the catch. You can't allow those guys to get wide open shots. Anytime they shoot jump shots, you got to contest it. You got to make those catches hard to get, because both of those guys are more than capable of making 8 to 10 threes in a game. We got to do a better job of attacking their press. We got to make sure we don't turn it over, and we got to make shots on the other end. We got to take care of the basketball. We can't turn it over, and we got to be able to make wide open shots.
How do you simulate that press in practice? How do you go against it and prepare these guys?
In practice, we've been putting 6 guys on the floor at times. We've been running and jumping a lot. So every time in the full court, if somebody like Craig Porter is handling the ball, we make the forward for the other team run and jump. And when they throw it back to the big guy, we run him down. When he throw it to another guard, we run and jump. So we're trying to simulate it like that. Today we'll probably put 6 guys on defense going against 5 guys on offense to make it hard. I think the harder you make it in practice, the easier it'll be in the game.
What do you think goes into the parity in the American this year? It seems like you said, any given day, any team can beat each other, and it's kind of shown, I guess, minus Houston, that anyone can lose every day.
Yeah, minus Houston, anybody can beat you. You can lose to anyone. Everybody in this team is more than capable of winning games. Everybody got size, athleticism, and it comes down to which team can take care of the basketball, which team defends at a high level. And I think the difference is right now, Houston is always defending at a high level, and they're not turning the basketball over. So other teams, we got to do a better job of, just not making mistakes, defending at a high level, and making shots in every game.
As a coaching staff, I mean, is this like 10, 11-day break, whatever it was, did you like that because it gives you time to adjust and reevaluate, or was it kind of aggravating because you want to get back out there and get that first win?
Little of both. We needed that time in order to go back and watch a lot of film. We had some coaches that wasn't at practice, so they were able to watch a lot of film at home and echo what they saw to the coaching staff. I'm definitely excited that we're back because you can practice, look good in practice, but eventually you got to go do it in a game. And I think this break really helped those guys. Number one, we got most of the guys back. We watched a lot of film over the break. Those guys have seen all the mistakes, and now it's time to go out and play shocker basketball and get back on the winning side.
What's maybe 1 or 2 challenges or charges that you put onto this team? You talk about looking good in practice, but actually transitioning to the game. So what have you kind of personally challenged them to kind of step up and do to make that transition?
I think the biggest thing for us is, these last 2 games at home, we've got double-figure leads, and for some reason, we took our foot off the gas and we allowed teams to get back in the game. So we tried to simulate that a lot in practice in something we call late game, where in practice you're up 6 with 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you got to execute and do exactly what you need to do in winning that game. And then sometimes in practice we'll be down 6 with 2 minutes to go. So I think just learning from being up 10, not being able to close these games out, and we got to figure a way to win these close games in the end. And now, everybody is here. We're healthy, and we just got to go out and take care of business.
In this 10-day break, was there any rust that your guys had to work through, or did you feel like they didn't really miss a beat during these practices?
No, I didn't feel like they missed a beat because we were still able to practice. We were just shorthanded. So for the most part, we had a lot of guys, and maybe a guy here or there that missed 1 day, but he came back to the next practice. But overall, I thought it was good. I thought we got a lot of stuff in. I thought we got to, go over all our offense, go over all our breakdowns, go back to our defensive concepts, making sure we got better at rebounding. We got up a lot of shots, stationary shooting, a lot of ball handling shooting. And overall, I felt like we got better during this break.
What kind of gives you confidence that this team can, these guys can turn it around, that you guys can, reach that potential these last, 12 games?
We've been in every game. The 2 games we lost at home, both of those games, we had double-figure leads. We didn't make plays in the end. We didn't get enough stops when we needed to. We had 2 or 3 turnovers at key moments in the game, and I just feel like both of those games, we could have won those games had we executed down the stretch. and we just got to get back on the winning side. We've had a great practice. The guys have been really energetic. Like I said, they're getting in early. They staying late after practice, getting up shots. We got guys coming in watching film, and they're excited to be back, and it's just time to play a game and get back on to a winning side.
Do you anticipate everyone available for tomorrow? I know you said one might be out for today's practice, so is it just going to be up in the air? Or you think everyone will be available for tomorrow's game?
I anticipate at least 12 guys being back. It's a chance one guy may be out tomorrow. I'll find that answer out today. But overall, it's been good. We've been having good practices. Those guys that were out, they came back. Seemed like they didn't get out of shape. They were still executing all our plays, our defensive stuff. It's been a good, 10 days. So now it's just time to go and time to play basketball games. And we got a lot of games here back to back. So we got to be ready to play at a high level.
So those postponed games, those are all games you wanna make up. I mean, you guys are trying to reschedule those.
Yeah. It's up to the AAC because a lot of these teams have games and they're trying to find open dates. But obviously, we would love to play all those basketball games. So it's more up to the conference office, the commissioner, and they'll let us know as soon as possible on any updates. All right. Thank you, guys.